Okay, so in this video we are going to do a master button, and this is how it's going to start. So first of all, create your text. So let's call this one button. Let's say size 16, semi bold. Add it to auto layout. So we add it to auto layout as this. Let's add the fill color to it. So in this case we'll be using, let's use blue for this button, and we are good. Now we're going to convert it to components, then add different components properties to it. So that's what this video is going to be about. So we are going to add some icons. Let's add some icons to it. So let's say I'm adding some of these icons I'm having here. So these icons are already in components. So I'm just bringing them here. So take a copy of them out. Or take a copy of it out, and I'll bring inside my auto layout frame, which is quite good. Now I'm going to adjust the size of this button to, let's say, 352, and let's add the corner radius of 10 pixels to it. So this is okay. Now I'm going to add some I'm going to convert it to components. So convert to component, you come to this top area, you see create component, and I'm going to rename it. So I'm going to rename it as, let's say, button component. So we have it as that. It is quite okay. Now the next thing we are going to do is to start applying component properties to it. So the first one I'm going to apply to it is a text property, because you're having a text now button. So I will add a text property, which is this text property. I will call it button text, and the value will be button. I'll create the property, and I'm going to double click inside this component to select the text. I'll come to this content area to link it up with the component property. So I have it here, button text. So it has been connected to the property. Now the next one I'm going to create I'm going to create property for instance swap. So I already have my what's going on, my icons here inside the section, and I'm going to connect my instance from here, from this what's called from this button component to this icon set or library that I've created. So that's what instance swap is all about. So click plus here, come to instance swap. Let's call it icon set. So I'm going to come to my where I have it. So this arrow, and create property. So the same way I'll click inside and connect it to the property, and that's good. Another property I'm going to create now is create property for boolean. I want to be able to switch off this icon whenever I need it to be off. So click on boolean. I will say show icon to be true. You can say off, but I want it to be true. Create the property, select my icon, come to appearance, and you connect the property here. And that is all that is being required of me to do. So let's test what we've done so far. So let's create this frame, and let's test it out by coming. Let me bring it to this side. I think I have a lot of files there. So let me bring it to this side. So I'm going to take an instance of this one out and check. So this is it here. I can change the text to continue. I can switch the icon to different icon. Let's say this eyes icon, or this lock icon, or which other one do you have here? This one. Anyhow you want to change it to. Then if I don't want the icon to show, I can toggle it off here. And that's pretty much everything we've done so far with these properties. Now we're going to go back to this main component and create one more property, which is the property for variant. So click on that, and you have this. So I'm going to create variant in, I'm going to let my variants be in variant in size. So I'll say size in my property, and I'm going to add, let's say I'm adding 4 variants, or let's add 3, 1 or 2. So this second one, this first one, I'm going to rename it as, let's say, large. The second one, let's call it medium, and the last one, let's call it small. So that is what I just did. I just created the properties, and the variants have been there. So we have three variants here for us. So I will need to change their sizes so that it can reflect the name tag I've created for them. So let me resize them. Let's resize this one to something like this, and this one to, let's say, 180. So we have this. So we have variants of size here at this instant. Now I'm going to add more also. So let's say I want to add variants of states. Let's say I want to have, like, okay, the over state, the default state, the active state. Also, I can say I want to add a variant of style. Maybe I want the field version, or I also want the stroke version. So what I'm going to do is to come to this parent component and enlarge this purple line so that I'll be able to have more rooms to work with. Then come to this plus button and create another variant. So I'm going to call it style. So let's say the value is I'm using field as my property, as my value. So I'll create it, press enter on your keyboard, then use Alt, then click and drag gently inside that purple line of the components. And the moment you drop your mouse, you're going to see this error message coming for you. So the reason why you're having this error message is because we have two components having the same name. So you need to change one so that Figma can know which one is which. So I'm going to change this field to stroke, and the error message will be off. So that way we have a good design that way. Now I'm going to change this color. Let's change this color to stroke, and change the white. Let's change the white to this blue. I change this white to this blue. I can also change this black to this blue. Let me see if I can change the icons color to black. Okay, so now we have the variant. So let's check it out from this guy we have here. So I'm going to change this stroke. You can see field. If I want if I want to change the sizes, small, medium size, small size. If I don't want the icon to show, I have it this way. If I want this one, and that's how it goes. It goes on that way. I think I need to change this one. I think there's an error here. I need to change. Let me change this black color to. Let me change it to this blue. Okay. Now we have it that way. Now we need more variants. Let's say we need variants for different states, like default states, the over states, and the disabled state. So I'm going to enlarge this one to the side to give me more room. I'm going to enlarge it, click plus, and create another variant property. So I'm going to call it state and create the property. So Figma is going to assume that all of these ones we have here, they are default states. So press enter, then Alt and drag to the right hand side gently. So the same error message we have earlier will come up again because we're having items having the same name. So I'm going to change that default to, let's see, over state, and I'm going to select this one also and press Alt, click and drag gently to the side. Let me call this one active state, and that's that. You can see the error messages disappear. So let's say the color for the active is kind of, let's say, purple. Let's assume it's just for purple for the purpose of this tutorial. And the one for over, when you over on the color, when you over on the button, let's say it's going to be, let's say this light green, or let's use this red color. Okay, so pretty much that is how to create that. So let's test what we have done so far. So let's check the states now. So we check this over state, active states. Active state can also get different sizes. You can disable the icon, We can change the text. What else? Let's say you want to switch the icon now. I can switch the icon to different things, and pretty much that's just everything about a master button, a button that can function both for website, and also you can also use the same thing for your mobile app design.